Welcome back to Panay Meets Okie, and today we're doing a driving lesson with Miss Jennifer. Yesterday it was a washout on our plans. The plan was to drive, take a long road trip, give her some driving experience. She did drive 3.5 hours yesterday on some highways, and some of them were kind of tricky. But when we got to the lake, everything was so flooded. People were camping on the parking lots and side of the road. So we ended up heading back home about 6 o'clock. We got home at 11 o'clock. And then we woke up this morning to a massive storm. So that was a little bit crazy. But I think we were left at 8 o'clock in the morning. We got back at 11 o'clock at night. With the exception of an hour and a half, that was all drive time. And I did all the driving except for 3.5 hours, so I think I got the short end of the stick. But she did good. Driving home wasn't the best of conditions with the sun coming down. Daylight to dark, that period where it's hard to see. So we are back at it today. She's been driving for an hour and a half, and thinking about maybe trying to get a couple extra professional instructions, because I'm not a pro as far as an instructor. We'll see. I want her to be safe even when she gets her driver's license, not just turn her out and then get hurt. So whatever it takes to make sure she's safe first. How you feeling, Jen?
I'm okay. Nervous.
Nervous?
Not yet. A little bit. Only the parking.
Today we're, well, like I said, she's drove some city streets. She drove highway yesterday. We haven't gotten on the interstate yet. Today we're back at an old mall that was shut down. It has a city street that circles around it, and then there's an inner road that goes around the mall, and then massive parking lots. Today we did a little bit of uphill parking, some downhill parking, and then just trying to let her practice parking in general in a parking spot. So she actually did pretty good, better than some people I've seen that drive for a long time. So she should be proud. Just got to get enough drive time that she can relax, because she's uptight. And when you're uptight, you make mistakes. So we got to get some more drive time in.
I drove 60 miles per hour.
She drove like up to 65 miles per hour yesterday, and she handled it well. She's got to learn how to keep it in between the lines, but she only runs off the road when there's no shoulder. So I can't flip the camera around for some reason on the phone, so I'll do a little bit of this action.
It's windy.
Yeah, I think we got another storm coming. That red car over there, I think they're also practicing. Our instructor at the driving school said that this was a recommended place to come practice. which I agree, because there's a lot of different things you can do out here, and it's limited traffic. There's some people out here, but not a lot. So the first day she got, or no, her second day driving, she didn't know where she was going, and I got her out on the city street, and then she had no choice but to go. Try to avoid this pothole this time. Good job. So if I told her what she was gonna do, she would have freaked out and not done it. So she's kind of got thrown into it and handled it really well. So looks like we're going for practice parking. Let's see how she did. Whoop. Rather than taking the curb. Well, she got the back half. You need to straighten up when you come into the parking spot. You were too fast, so you need to be able to slow down and control your inside your line. When you back out, remember to have your wheels straight. There you go. No, you're not back far enough. Your front tires have to be towards the end of the paint. Now do it. Far in the parking lot. Yeah, it's freaking windy and dark looking. Eesh. So I guess what I learned yesterday was, don't plan a long driving trip just to practice. Plan a long driving trip to relax or do something fun, and then let them drive during the trip. But to take a long trip just to practice driving, it didn't pan out for us.
Tiring.
Yeah, it's tiring for a new driver. Plus, we went to Southeast Oklahoma. Stay in your lane, babe. We drive in the middle of the road. And there's mountains down there, and narrow highways, like barely wide enough for the vehicle, so you have no veer room swerving. So piss poor planning on my part, but she drove 3/4 of the way, which was fine. But I just wouldn't recommend for practice. I did that for practice, not really a fun trip, but I would take a fun trip and then use that as practice. We've been practicing for 2 hours now, so we're heading her home. Boss Walko wanted me to drive home, but I'm making her drive home. So we will see you there. So we made it home.
We made it home.
Mama actually parked in the driveway this time. How do you feel?
Good. Confident. Oh my gosh. Scary.
scary for both of us.
Okay, let's go.
Reflecting back on my driver's ed teacher in school, because we had driver's ed in school. I gotta roll my window up. He was a chain smoker and lighting one cigarette off another one, and now I know why. I don't have a spare brake or steering wheel or anything. I feel for him now. But
look at my chair. Look at my chair. It's so near.
oh yeah, to the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's so near.
The truck is big, so it's hard for her to see over the dash and reach the pedals. I hope she never hits anybody, because it's gonna hurt if the airbags go off. But she did good. We drove for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
She did good. Nobody died. No animals or kids or grandmas on their wheelchairs. So, any advice
And guys,
to new drivers?
just do it. Even if you're scared, just do it. Even your instructor feels so frustrated on you or nervous on you, just do it.
I try not to be, but as I stated earlier, I'm not a professional, so I don't know the steps to take and whatnot. And being that it's your mate, you have to watch what you say and be extra careful, because you got to go home with them. But it's all good. Just want to make sure she learns enough to be safe on her own.
I've been driving for 4 to 5 days.
About 12 hours, 12 and a half hours now.
How many days? 4 days.
Wednesday,
6.
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days.
Yeah.
Because we didn't drive Friday. I wasn't feeling good when I got home from work Friday. So she drove Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And we'll try to drive every day this week, because she has her first instructed class, drive class,
Saturday.
So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll follow up again. Bye now.